Okay, so a few days ago I posted a reel basically saying, hey, this is how I passed my exam with only 2 days, and y'all went crazy in the comments. Like, I did not expect that many of you to actually want the breakdown. So here I am delivering what you've asked. Let's go. My name is Zainab and welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so if you're new here, hi, hello. I'm a teacher here in the UAE who has figured out a method that genuinely saved me, not just once but multiple times. So today I'm going to walk you through the steps and break it down to you, so stick around. So first, let me ask you something. Have you ever said to yourself, let me just cover all the notes first and then I'll test myself? Yeah, me too. For most of my student life, that's what I've been doing. And it has worked for me too. Here's the thing, it makes complete sense in theory, right? Cover everything first, understand everything, and then test yourself. But what actually happens? You spend so long on the notes, by the time you're done, you're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, and you've just got, what, 1 day left and you've barely touched the past papers. Like for me, I used to tell myself, like, I cannot move on to the past papers because I haven't covered this topic 7, or else any topic for that matter, even if it is a small portion. I just couldn't move on to the questions because I need to understand everything completely first. I literally couldn't move on. It just felt so wrong. So if that is something that you're also going through, just stick around because this video is actually for you. And I'm not here to say that method is terrible because it has worked for me multiple times. If you've got like a lot of time left, let's say 3 weeks left, yes, do everything, cover all the topic and then test yourself, be free, perfect. But if you've got only 2 days, and what if you're working and studying simultaneously, and what if you're just exhausted after work every day and you don't have enough time to prep? What if life just happens? That's where this method comes in. Now, before I tell you what I do, let me tell you why the traditional method will not work well under pressure. When you read the notes, highlight, summarize, whatever it is, you're inputting information to your brain, which means your brain is receiving it. But in the exam, you have to output the information, which means you have to retrieve the information on command under time pressure. But here's the thing, those are two completely different skills. A psychologist from Washington University actually did research on this and found out students who spend more time testing themselves will remember or will get more marks compared to those who spend time just rereading the notes. This is called the testing effect or retrieval practice. Basically, trying to recall the information from your brain is what actually makes it stick. That makes sense, right? Not rereading it again, not highlighting, summarizing, trying to pull the information out of your brain is what actually make your brain to hold on to the information more. There's also something called the cognitive load theory. So when you go through the entire textbook without even testing yourself with a single question, your brain is overwhelmed with information that haven't had the chance to use yet. But when you look at a question first, now your brain has a problem to solve. It knows exactly what kind of information it needs to find. Now, this is called purposeful learning. This is much more effective. Okay, so here's my method. I hope you're ready for it. So instead of actually reading the content and then testing yourself, I do the opposite. I go backwards. So I take the past papers, I test myself, and then I refer the content as needed. That's it. It's that simple. That's the whole thing. But let me actually break it down for you, exactly how I do it step by step. Step 1 is get your past papers. That's the starting point. Not the notes, your papers. For TLS exams, or for any exams for that matter, the past papers are the gold. And I'll be linking some resources in the description below as well. Just check it out. Step 2. Start attempting the questions. Even if you have no idea, it's all right. I know it's scary, but that's how you do it. You start attempting the questions, you start reading the questions. Now your brain is hungry for the information. It needs to know the answers. It wants to fill the gap. This is what psychologists call desirable difficulty. So the harder your brain works to find an answer, the better it retains it once it finds it. So go through your past papers and mark what you have got right, mark what you have got wrong, mark what you're not sure about. Now, you have gotten a personalized list of exactly what you need to study. Step 3. Now go to the content, but only for what the questions asked. This is where you flip it. You're not going from chapter 1 to chapter 10. What you're actually doing is question specific. So if you have attempted a question regarding, let's say, TIMS. So the question is about TIMS, so you will only look for information about TIMS. But you can also add on to it. For example, when I saw the questions about TIMS on my past papers, what I did was, this question is actually about TIMS, but it's also representing the international assessments. So I went through and researched all the other international assessments, such as PISA, GL, ABT, and I made my mini notes on what it is, who runs it, what does it stand for, what does it measure, whether it's UAE specific or not. All these things, I made my mini notes. So you can see what happened there. The exam, the past papers, that told me what is exactly needed. I didn't have to guess. Step 4. Go back to the past papers again and again. Even the ones you have already done, go through it again and again. That will actually help you reduce the forgetting curve. And by the time you have done the same past paper 3 or 4 times, you've actually seen patterns in the questions. You know what vocabulary they use. You're familiar with the type of question. Now your brain also has received the information multiple times. So that information, it's not going anywhere. So let me tell you how exactly it panned out to me, because when I did my pedagogy exam, I had no notes, no resources. The ones I've uploaded on my channel, that I received after I finished my pedagogy exam. So you can see how nervous I would be. And I hadn't even completed my teaching certificate course. So yeah, nothing was there for me. And I only had 2 days because I was so busy with work. And I had relied on a seminar, a pedagogy seminar that most people, I think most of you must have seen about it. But when I contacted that towards the end, it was too expensive for me. I couldn't even go to that. So my entire plan collapsed. All I had was some past papers and the internet. I wasn't even keen on using ChatGPT back then. So Google helped me basically. I was doing the past papers, and whenever I found a topic that I'm not familiar with, I researched, I made my own notes, and that's how I did it. So for specialization also, it's the same method, but I had an advantage because I was teaching A-level, so I knew the content, but I only had to refresh it. So for that, past paper was very helpful. Please note, I'm not telling this to flex. I'm telling this because if I could do it with no notes, no resources, less time, imagine what you can do with this method and right resources and proper time. So let's recap super fast. First, start with your past papers, not notes. Second, attempt the questions, even if you do not know. Third, research the notes, but only what the questions are asking for. And make your own notes for the exam. Fourth, redo the past papers over and over again. Yes, really, do it again. And now you're training your output, not just the input. If this helped you, please share it with someone who really needs it now, because I'm pretty sure there must be someone who is cramming up for any exam for that matter, not just DLS, any exam. Maybe they will find this helpful, so you never know. Share it with them. I have linked some of my resources in the description below, so if you have any questions, I'll answer them. Just put it in the comments.